So it's great to be here. Blockchain is probably one of the hottest topics going on right now today. And the question is, how can it be used for energy? And one answer could be, where are the inefficiencies? So you could look at it from a position of whenever there is a transformation of state, there's going to be some sort of inefficiency, some sort of loss. When we turn light into energy, energy into some sort of token, and then that token into some sort of value, at every stage of that transformation, there is loss. There is the chance where there's energy loss, there's a chance for errors, and then there's also a chance for fraud and bottlenecks. And the idea is, what happens if you could actually automate those transformations so that there is a perfect transmission between systems and between states? And that's what blockchain offers, when you could have potentially no errors, no loss, no fraud, and no bottlenecks. The world moves a lot of things, not just energy, and blockchains offer a specific kind of value, and that is digitizing assets. They are trust machines, where you have a global set of computers working together to ensure trust and truth of data. And they offer security and transparency that is relatively unparalleled until now. And what do they allow? They allow, as I said, the digitization of value, the digitization of assets. They promise the ability to reduce the cost of transactions by 1,000 times. If you think about the internet and how they reduce the cost of transactions, of sending information by about 1 million times, blockchains can reduce the cost of transmission of assets by 1,000 times. It drives the digitization of assets. The internet helped to drive the digitization of information. Blockchain will help drive the digitization of assets. And it allows us to securely connect the physical world and the digital world in a way that hasn't been possible. So in a world where we have much more IoT devices, one of the main questions is identity of the devices. How do you know that the data coming from that device is truly true and that the device is authenticated and hasn't been hacked? And finally, a unique characteristic of blockchain is you truly own your asset, whether it's energy, whether it's physical goods, whether it's information. And once it's in a blockchain, it is locked in there with perfect transparency. And this means that bottlenecks can disappear, as well as you eliminate fraud in many ways. So going back to this concept of blockchain for energy use, I can foresee massive energy savings. Why? Because if we can actually track each device, put the information onto a blockchain, run AI on top of it, what you're going to be able to do is to track the energy usage of every single device in the world. And I think there's a statistic out there that we waste 60% of our energy in the world that's generated. If we can track devices, we can reduce that. We can have a massive reduction in errors. So because it's perfectly transparent, you will see the points where there is leakage or there is fraud entering in, or where the error points occur between the transitions of state. One of the things that in today's world is kind of a given is that 1/3 of every company is back office. And that back office to find the errors, to fix them, and to get the process going again. With blockchain, you can eliminate much of that. And then you can also eliminate fraud. There's a lot of things going on where people go into systems and they hack it. And right now, to detect that even is very difficult. And so blockchains offer the promise of showing transparency in that way. And then finally, when you do have that transparency, you can eliminate bottlenecks in processes, in the way data moves, in the way that organizations transmit information as well as assets. If you look at how the internet has changed the way business is done, it has disrupted the media information tech sectors in a way that we didn't imagine. It's also given rise to 4 huge companies like Facebook, Google, Amazon, as well as Microsoft too. And this is a radical disruption of business model. And blockchain is going to affect large organizations in a way that is how the internet essentially affected the information sector. Thank you.